Hey guys, it's Admiral Infinity here today with my first review. Today, for my first review, I'm going to review the T95. And let's just get started with the stats. So, actually let's turn up the volume. So, its hit points are 1600. Its whole armor, which is in millimeters, its front is 305 millimeters thick. And that is the highest on World of Tanks Blitz at the moment. There is no tank with higher armor than that. Its sides are 152 millimeters thick. Its rear is 51 millimeters thick. It weighs 87 tons. It has an engine power of 510, which is total crap. It has a speed limit of 13 kilometers an hour, and a traverse speed, which is pretty much turning, of 18 degrees a second. And its standard shell damage is 480 to 800, pretty good. Its standard shell penetration can pierce 207 to 345 millimeters of armor. Really good gun. It has a rate of fire of 4.01, an aiming time of 2.5, dispersion at 100 meters, 0.38, and view range of 250. Let's just talk about this for a second. The protection and fire are really good. The protection is beyond good, and the fire is beyond good. The maneuverability is the crappiest you'll see in the game. There's no tank that can be slower than T95. Even with their engine and track broken, the T95 is the slowest tank out there. And that's pretty much it. Now, that doesn't mean it's a bad tank just because it's slow. It is probably one of the strongest tanks you will ever see in the Tier 9 battles. Two reasons. One is its ridiculous gun that can do a good amount of damage in pen. Everyone loves that. Two is really well sloped armor and really high armor. They have 300. It has 305 millimeters thick. That is ridiculous. Like the M103 barely has 200. But the T95 has 305. That's ridiculous. Two, super well sloped. Like look at that. You cannot pen. I've never seen anyone pen there. The only spots that are penetrable is that little, here, this right here. And that's very hard to hit because it's sloped too. But the main weak point is right there and there. The two turret, the two, what are they called? Hatches. And yeah, those are freaking hard to hit in the distance. So this tank is extremely overpowered. If you want, like, it's pretty much a heavy and a tank destroyer combined. It's a very, very powerful tank, and I like it a lot. As for consumables and ammunition stuff, what I get for ammunition is just 15 AP rounds, 15 HE. I've never really had to use HE, but when you get chances, like say you're behind someone, use it. Because that 1200 damage is an awesome thing. And also when you're going against other T95s and say they have 100 health, and you know you can't hit them, so use an HE bullet. But most of the time I just use AP. I don't use APCR because, like, why? I don't need 400 penetration. There's no point in it. Consumables, I always get adrenaline, you know, so I can increase my reloading speed, so in case I'm in a fight, like against another T95, I can take it out. I get the multi-purpose restoration pack, which is good for if, say, someone gets behind you and 3 people rock you at the same time, your engine's broke, your driver's injured, you're on fire, you can just use that and quickly extinguish everything and keep getting the fight. And then a repair kit in case, you know, they break my ammo rack, and just, you know, you don't want to have to use this for that, you know. Equipment, I always get the large caliber tank gun rammer for -10 to increase loading time. That's always a must for me. And then this is always a must. Improved ventilation class 3, because 5% cruise skills pretty much increases reload time, increases speed, increases efficiency, increases everything. As for this, there's a lot of things you could do, but what I recommend most is the enhanced gun laying drive. Because when you're aiming at someone, you don't want to take 10 years to aim by the time they run away. You just want to be able to shoot. So that's a really big help. The other thing I might recommend is this, the enhanced horizontal coil springs 3 class. because, you know, it's so freaking slow, and this will kind of help increase the speed. And what else? I would also recommend that one, just because, you know, increased range is always good for a tank destroyer. Or toolbox in case you're being tracked. Those are the ones I would recommend. So, all we can do now is just battle with it. Show you in action. Keep in mind, my T95 is completely maxed out. There's nothing I do not have on it. I have 100% crew skills. And I also have the best gun, best engine, best track. So if your engine does not, sorry, the volume's loud. If your T95 does not have the same results, you know why. And it's a good matchup. All I have to do is worry about the M46 patent. Mediums are the weakness to this tank. If there is a medium, you need to take it out first. If there's a medium and a heavy in front of you, kill the medium. If you're in the T95, because guess what? That heavy is not going to be as big as a threat as a medium who's behind you, blowing you to pieces, and then blocking you so you can't turn, and the heavy comes around you too. So never target the heavy unless it's faster than the medium. But I'm pretty sure there are only two tanks that can be as fast as a medium, and that's either low tier heavies or the M103 and KV5. Because they are really fast tanks. The KV5 because it has 1200 engine power. And then M103 because if you max out its engine and track, it's pretty much a medium with heavy armor. So, let's get into this. And if you want me to explain a little bit more about the tank line, I'll be very happy to after this battle. The T28 is the tank before it, and it's also a very powerful tank. It has 254 millimeters of armor. It's just as strong as the T95. It just doesn't have the 800 gun and the extra 50 more millimeters of armor. And just a recommendation, don't get the T110E3. I had the T110E3 for a while, but I sold it because it has a giant weak point, which I will show you guys later. That just doesn't make it worth it in any way. You don't want it. It's just not as strong because of it. And it looks like they all went for the flank. So I'm going to set myself up for some sniping, which is probably the best thing I can do right now. Look at that. It's the medium. He's hiding, so I don't think I can kill him. Unless he does that. Look at that. I did about 700 damage. Keep in mind someone else shot before me. I wish I did 980 damage. That'd be freaking awesome. See, there's the armor in action. Like, its armor is nearly impenetrable. The only way, like I said, is to get the turret. Oh, I missed. Well, he's going to be out anyway, so I'm just going to ignore him. Two things you got to be careful of, which I'll show you on other maps. Well, actually, I could show you right here. After that M103 goes, I have to wait for him to peek his head out because I'm not gonna, risk it. How did that? Whatever. Probably hit his track and didn't pen. Never. When there's someone reloaded, don't do this. Okay, that's just stupid. They'll shoot you right in the top and get an easy pierce off while you're being a dork and freaking driving down the hill like, hey, shoot me. You can pen me now. Never. Don't do that. Just don't. Ooh, lit him up. Oh, 1,000 damage. Ouch. Yeah, that's gotta sting. Not as much as that, though. Wow, we're totally obliterating. Look at that, you can't pen. See, now that he shot, now I will charge down the hill, because I know he shot, and I know he's going to take a second to reload. Don't charge down the hill when there's a freaking Object 704 bearing down on you, and you're like, hey, give them a giant freaking target to shoot at. Don't go uphill either, because the bottom has no armor either, so. And since it's so slow, they'll get freaking 3 shots off at you and track you before you can do squat. You gotta be careful with the T95. It has some big weak points, but if you cover them up, it's a really OP tank. Like, seriously, this is my favorite tank in the World of Tanks Blitz. I love this tank. It's just powerful, Big armor, hard to pierce. It's just a really fun tank to use. The one thing I hate about it is its speed, but if it was fast, that would be a little OP. Freaking T95 bearing down on you at 50 kilometers an hour. That would be kind of, like, way too overpowered. That'd be freaking awesome. I would love to see that. T95 charges downhill at 50 kilometers an hour, one-shotting the entire enemy team. Hey, I'm sorry to be a jackway and steal your kill, but, you know, it had to happen. Thank you. Some people just love dying. Look at that. That's not bad. Let's just look at my damage. That was not my best round. That was actually a mediocre round for me. This thing can normally get 5,000 damage easily. But my team was really good and they did their job, so I didn't get as much damage as I normally would. Let's do another round then. After this, I'll show you the T110E3's weak point and why I hate that tank. And then I'll just finish the video up. And then be prepared for Thursday. Thursday's video. It's going to be great. That's all I'm going to say. So, good even matchup. They do have two mediums. And that's not going to be fun to kill. But on this map, it's not as big as a worry. They'd have to go all the way around to get at me. Or they have to charge over the bridge. But still, it's a hard map to be flanked on. That's why this is probably one of my favorite maps. It's a good way to set up... For a T95, you can set up a position and not worry about being flanked for a long time. Because they have to go all the way around. The only problem is those people who just capture the flag. You know, those people who are just... The entire enemy team captures the flag and I can't do anything about it. That's the only thing bad about this map. And are they seriously capping the base? Dude, defend the base. I'm a T95. What do you think I'm going to do? Waddle over there? I'll be there. M48, do your job, dude. You can do it. I'm going to do my job. You do yours. I don't think I can pen. Dang, he got me in the turret. He knows what he's doing. Lucky for me, Jaggedy Tigers don't have a very good, you know, damage gun. All I have to do is get over this bridge. What can I do? Let's fake him out. Back it up. Yes! Oh crap, there's an ISA too. Yes, it shot too. Go, 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 go. Quicker, quicker. Ah, not quick enough. Yeah, eat it. Okay, drive quickly, quickly, quickly. Ah, not quick enough again. Okay, ricochet it. Drive a little forward. Wait for either one of them to expose themselves. And please ricochet. Yes. Okay, I can keep this up for maybe another couple seconds, maybe. Unless we kill the ISA, because that Jaggedy... Oh, he got me, dang. Two mistakes I made. One was driving up the hill and forgetting about the Jaggedy Tiger's extreme reload speed. And then second was going down and expecting me to win a 2v1. Gotta be careful when using the T95. You're not invincible in it. When you uphill and downhill, that truly screws you over. You know, I might as well, while we're waiting for the battle to end, to show you this thing's weakness. So, this right here, this little hatchet on top, is not pierceable. It's really hard to pierce. It has good armor, so that's not the big weak point. This entire strip right here is just a big belly weak point. Anyone can hit it. Me, I don't like doing this. There is a way to cover it. It's getting on where you can hold yourself down, and this tank is near invincible because of its superior reload speed and piercing. That's what makes it OP. But this giant weak point, you have to hunker yourself down to make sure you don't get, you know, killed. And the E4 has the exact same, the T110E4 has the exact same weak point. But it covers up with it because it can side scrape. It has that ability because it has a turret. So it can make up for it, which is good. But I just don't like doing that. It's not my style. So that's why I use the T95, because you don't need to hunker down with this thing. And so, you know what? Let's just do a bonus round, you know? Show you a little bit more about the T95, so you can see it in action. Perfect. This was exactly what I was wanting. A tier 10 battle. The best way to see a T95 at its greatest is in a tier 10 battle. The problem is with tier 10s, since they have good accuracy, they can hit the turret. So you need to be careful. You need to use a lot of strategy, not go uphill or downhill. And a good strategy I found, which I'll probably have to show you when I'm getting shot the heck out of, is moving back and forth. When someone's shooting at you, don't stand still and make it easy for them. Move back and forth. Just use a little common sense to be like, hey, they're shooting at me. They're probably slowly focusing their thing. Why don't I move back and forth and make their job harder? Sure, they'll sometimes hit when that happens, but guess what? 50-50, you have a higher chance of freaking dodging that or ricocheting it. So why not, you know? And as you can tell, I'm using the T95's superior speed to get into battle as quickly as I can. No tank faster. Nicknamed the Doom Turtle. I wonder why. E100s, eh? Might as well show the E100's big fat weak point and light it on fire, maybe. Or I could go for an ammo rack hit. That right there, weak point. Or, let's shoot the E75's weak point. I missed. Is there something blocking my shot? Look at that. All three of them shot me. None of them pierced. They just went out, you know. Ouch. Make their job harder. Jiggle back and forth. Oh, they gave up. They're not even going to shoot me anymore. You hit right there, you have a chance of lighting them on fire. Because, oh crap. Ah, crap. Ah, dang it. That M13 just ruined my entire strategy. All these tanks, E75, all those tanks, the E50, they have that same weak point. The big square box that you can hit and light on fire. But if those things side scrape, what are you gonna do? Hope? I need to back out of there. Ah, yeah. Sometimes you can't do anything when your team's being not as great as you wish they could be. Take out the M103, will ya? But I did do some damage. We'll just watch this through, you know? M103 is a good tank. I will be reviewing that probably next week. T95 is a really fun tank. You know how to use that thing, you can take on tier 10s and 1v1s. This tank, though, the only problem, the T95 is not good in maps like these, because the M103, for example, freaking just screwed me over because he could be like, boom, shooting me in the side, and I can't do anything except back up, which is not good because the T95 is made for pressing their advantage. You can't be backing up with it, you know? So, this is probably the worst map for the T95. The only one that I can think of that's not worth, what the heck am I saying? Worse is the Chinatown map, where there's buildings and a giant city in the center, because you can get flanked on 12 different sides at the same time. This and the Chinatown, or whatever it's called, is the worst maps for this tank, the T95. The best map for it is probably the windmill. It's either the windmill or the gold mine. Those two are really good maps for it because it's hard to flank them, and they can use their superior armor to just wreck face. By the looks of it, we totally owned. Probably because I ricocheted all those shots in the beginning. That was pretty sweet. It's not very often that I ricochet two EV75s and E100 all at the same time. Usually one of them get a pierce off. GG. Let's take a look at my stats real quick. So yeah, 1900 damage. Not my best round again, but not bad. It's better than a lot of tanks can do. Like, look, all these guys did less than me, and I died. But let's look at right there. And right there, hits received 12, 7 penetrated, and 5 did nothing. In tier 9s and tier 10s, that's a rare occurrence. So I'm going to finish this video up. I hope you've enjoyed the T95 review. And be prepared for a video this Thursday. And please, if you're new to the channel, subscribe, leave a like, comment down below which tank I should review next. I have a ton of tanks I can select. And if you want me to do something else, like, hey, you want me to do the KV3, I can work on it and get it for you and then review it. Or I can borrow a friend's account. There's many things I can do. So, hope you guys have enjoyed. Have a good one.